Let's be real. We all know someone with a killer idea. Maybe that someone is you. But think about it. How many of those brilliant ideas ever actually become a real thing? Today, we're diving into that huge gap between having an idea and actually executing on it. And we'll look at a really interesting new approach to close that gap called OP Labs.
And this quote, it just nails it. This is the whole thing right here. Ideas are everywhere. They're almost the easy part. But actually doing the work, executing, well, that's where almost everyone gets stuck. And that's the core problem we're going to unpack.
So let's talk about the myth of building. You see that word all over the internet, right? In people's bios, on social media, and it's always made to sound like this clean, almost glamorous process. But the truth, the reality is, anything but.
What you and I usually see are the shiny, finished products. You know, the big launch announcements, the success stories. What's completely hidden from view is what they call the messy middle. All those late nights, the confusing error messages, the moments where you seriously doubt yourself. It's a lonely and difficult slog, and when you only see the highlights, it can feel absolutely impossible to even start.
Okay, so this brings us to a really interesting story. It's about Tekholms, the guy who started OP Labs. See, he didn't follow the usual playbook at all. He's not a traditionally trained coder, and that's exactly what makes his journey so compelling.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the traditional path, a computer science degree, years of grinding out code, following a set curriculum, but then you have the Tekholms path. He started with literally zero technical background. Instead, he learned this entirely new skill, how to actually partner with AI. And I don't mean just copy-pasting code. I mean using AI as a thought partner to brainstorm, to debug, and to structure really complex systems, basically turning these fuzzy ideas into real, workable plans.
So you're probably wondering, how did he actually do it? Well, it wasn't magic. It was a process, and it came down to these 3 steps. First, he learned to think with AI, to use it as a creative partner to explore angles he might have missed. Step 2, he learned how to take a vague idea and, with that AI partnership, translate it into a solid, scalable plan. Honestly, this is the crucial step where most of us get totally lost. And then finally, step 3, he actually executed on that plan to build something real that worked. It's not a shortcut, it's a completely new way of working.
And this whole personal journey, it sparked a much bigger question. What if this new way of building, this sort of secret weapon, wasn't just for him? What if you could scale it, turn it into a community where other people could learn the exact same process?
And that question, well, it became the answer. And the answer is OP Labs. It's designed from the ground up to be a live, community-driven space with one single purpose: to help people like you get unstuck.
So what does that actually look like? Well, OP Labs is a live-streamed building space. So forget those polished, pre-recorded tutorials where everything works perfectly. This is about watching development happen in real time. The mistakes, the breakthroughs, all of it. And while that's happening, you can ask questions and get direct guidance on your own stuff.
But it's so much more than just watching a stream. It's a whole interactive environment. You've got weekly live coding sessions where you see problems get solved on the fly. There's a live chat, which means you're not just watching, you're part of the conversation. There are even dedicated sessions for the community's own projects and guest speakers who have actually been in the trenches and shipped real products.
Now, this next part is really important to understand. OP Labs is intentionally not for everyone, and that's by design. The whole point is to create a focused, high-signal space, not just another noisy online group.
So, you have to ask yourself this question and be honest. Do you have an idea that you're genuinely passionate about, but it's just sitting there, stuck in a notes app somewhere, collecting digital dust?
If that sounds familiar, then you're exactly who this is for. OP Labs is built for the person who has all the ambition in the world, but is just missing the structure and the clear direction to actually move forward. It's about getting past that one massive blocker: execution.
Let's be really clear about this. This space is for you if you're serious about an idea, if you've already started but you've hit a wall, or if you just know you need a clear path to follow. On the flip side, it's probably not for you if you're just casually curious or if you're looking for passive content to browse. This is a space for action, not just theory. So why the intense focus on building live? What's the big deal? Well, it's because the real learning, it doesn't happen when everything is going perfectly. It happens in those exact moments where everything falls apart.
See, most aspiring builders quit because they smack into these invisible walls. Those problems you didn't even know could exist. When you're working alone, a simple bug can feel like a total dead end.
But watching someone else hit that same wall live, and then seeing them break right through it, that is how you learn to navigate those walls yourself. It's a total game changer.
And this table really just sums up the whole difference. With traditional learning, you get polished, perfectly edited tutorials. With OP Labs, you get raw, live problem solving. Where other online communities are noisy and all over the place, this is about a focused, interactive chat. And, maybe most importantly, while the goal of most courses is just theory and information, the single, solitary goal here is action and execution.
Which brings us right to the end here. This whole thing, it's not just an idea, it's an invitation. OP Labs is launching soon, and if any of this has struck a chord with you, then it's probably time to start paying attention.
Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one single mission: to close the execution gap. That's it. To help turn more ideas into realities and more thinkers into actual builders.
So look, if you're one of those people who's been waiting for the right moment, for some kind of sign or just a little push to finally start working on that thing you can't stop thinking about, well, consider this it.
The only question left isn't for us. It's for you. Your idea's right there, just sitting there, waiting for you. So are you ready to finally build it?